Thank you and welcome to the show today. The topic this morning is African Americans in public education, and we're fortunate to have with us to talk about African Americans in public education Dr. James Baxter, formerly from Tennessee State University's Department of History, and I think now working at Hillsborough High School in the history department. And of course, Dr. Baxter, let me thank you for coming by and agreeing to meet with us and to talk about what we consider to be a very, very important topic, and that is African Americans in public education in a real sense. And before we get into that, let's talk about one specific African American that has been involved in public education for the longest, by the name of James Baxter, and have him to give us some information about his background, his education, and some of the things that eventually led you, as we said, from Tennessee State University, eventually to Hillsborough, and eventually to me again, for many, many times again. Okay, let's talk about it from that perspective, Dr. Baxter.
Thank you, Dr. Haney, and I always count it joy to be in your presence. As you stated, my name is James Baxter. I am the son, the bouncing baby boy, of the late George William Baxter and the late Venus Valda White Baxter. I'm a native of Nashville, Tennessee, North Nashville to be exact. I am a graduate of North Nashville High School, a graduate of Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee. I hold the MS, or the Master of Science degree, and I hold the Doctor of Education, sometimes referred to as the EDD degree, from that flagship university, 3500 John Merritt Drive, Tennessee State University.
Very good.
My mom and dad had 7 children. Yes, I'm the baby boy of the family. I'm the only son, the only child to receive a high school diploma, the only child to receive a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a doctoral degree. My mom was a maid. My dad died when I was 4 years old. My mom was a maid by day in private homes, Bellevue, Green Hills, other affluent areas of Nashville. And at night, she worked as a maid at the Hermitage Hotel. Her ultimate prayer to her God is that one of her children would at least receive a high school diploma. But God looked beyond all of my faults. He looked beyond our economic situation and look at what he has done. Not only do I have a high school diploma, I went on and excelled and received the doctoral degree. I believe, Dr. Haney, to whom much is given, much is required. I'm a product of separate but equal schools, in that during the formative years in elementary school, I attended the colored school. It was when I went to high school, Nashville incorporated what they called the Nashville Plan, and schools were integrated each year, per year. But I do remember the colored school, the Negro school. I do remember how my mom would line up 7 children, and she would fix us an egg sandwich, a sugar sandwich, wrap them up in newspaper, place them down into a paper brown bag, and she would kiss each child as she sent us off to school. Some of us, we had holes in our shoes. She had to cut the cardboard box and make a sole and stick it down in the shoe.
I've seen that before.
We had to wait on clothing to be handed down. I remember the segregated city bus here in the old city of Nashville. Mom would pay our fare. Then she would step off the front of the bus and march us to the rear like toy soldiers, and we would sit in the colored section of the bus. I remember when we would go to town the first of the month, our favorite hamburger was the Crystal Burger. But because we were colored or Negroes, we had to go to the back door, and Mom would place her order. And then when she paid for the order and she got the Crystal Burgers, we would eat the burgers behind the Crystal as we jumped up and down because we thought we had died and gone to heaven. Because we had to wait till the first of the month when that Social Security check came to get that Crystal Burger. I'm also a veteran. I served in the United States Army of America. I discharged honorably. I served at Fort Knox, Kentucky, Fort Sill, Oklahoma, the 101st Airborne Division, and yes, I served 14 months in Europe. I served this country 3 years, 19 days, and if I had to go to Iraq or Afghanistan right now, I would do it again, because this is the best and the sweetest country on the face of the earth, and I join in that patriotic song, God has blessed and continues to bless America.
And I appreciate that, all of that information as part of your background,
Very good.
Dr. Baxter. And when we come back during the second segment, we're going to talk about African Americans in public education. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. World War. Talking to Dr. James Baxter.